Hey y'all, so today I thought it'd be really fun to rank Apple's products with an Apple product tier list. As you can see from the tier list, I'm only including Apple's current standalone products as they now sell so many things, which unfortunately means the iPod Touch is not going to be there, or none of the iPods, which is so sad, I know. But stay tuned for my next video because I will be ranking all of Apple's accessories as a part 2. Anyways, let's get into this ranking because I'm super excited about it. Anyways, we've zoomed in and this is our tier list ranking. So we have S tier, which is they really killed it with this product. We have A tier, which is an overall good product. B tier, it's mid, like it's just it's just there, you know. C tier is I don't get it, but whatever, like I mean I guess you can sell it, but like why? And then D tier is like, why does this thing even exist? We're going to be starting with by far the most iconic Apple product, which is the iPhones. We're going to be starting with the iPhone 14, which is just the regular entry-level iPhone. I feel like it's mid. It's just there. Like it's a good phone, but it's just there. It's meh. Next, we have the iPhone 14 Plus, which, let me tell you something, I like big phones. I sometimes think bigger is better for certain things, and I like big phones, I like big screens. Overall, it's not like the worst phone. It's just based on their lineup and their pricing. I really cannot like put the Plus like over the regular iPhone, which I feel like this is a problem that Apple has been having recently with all of their products. Like they just make them too close in price to each other. They're probably doing that on purpose as well because of that. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. I like the concept of a like cheap entry-level phone that's big, but I just feel like the price is just too high up for it not being like a pro phone, you know? I feel like if the price was slightly less, then I would put it in mid tier, or I would even put it in A tier, you know? But the price is what's giving it C tier. Next up, we have the iPhone 14 Pro. Oh boy. It's a good product, but would I recommend it? Okay, it has good camera. You know, whatever. I'm giving it A tier. I think the iPhone 14 Pro is like an overall good phone. Has nice display, nice cameras, nice everything. I'm just using my big phone bias right now, so I'll give it A. Next up, we have the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which I feel like an iPhone needs to be an S tier because the iPhone literally made Apple. Like it's probably the product that makes them the most money. It's like their most popular product. I need to put at least one iPhone in the S tier, and I would put the iPhone 14 Pro Max in S tier. It's just overall the best. Big beautiful screens. It has all the pro features, best cameras and everything. So I do think that the iPhone 14 Pro Max deserves the S tier. I know a lot of y'all might disagree with this and might switch up these two, but I think the Max is better than the regular Pro. Next up, we have the iPhone SE, which is a product for people that maybe want to save a little extra money, or maybe for some of y'all that just really missed the button for like some fucking reason. Or it could be for accessibility, right? I find it hard to recommend anyone to purchase an iPhone SE. I think the niche is like this small, especially because of the designs. It looks so outdated. I more so would recommend an iPhone 12 or 13 that's used as opposed to the iPhone SE if you want to like save money. But I guess there might be certain reasons why some people might want to still go for the home screen button. So I'll put it right here and don't get it, but whatever. I'll let this slide, even though I'm like, I don't get it. Next up, we have the iPhone Mini. I know there's like a small crowd of people that are like obsessed with it and are so mad that the iPhone 14 does not have a mini line. But you know, the numbers speak for itself. They didn't sell enough, so they're probably not going to bring out another mini phone. Why do you want such a tiny phone? Like, just get the SE in that case. Like, why are you getting the mini? So personally, I don't get it, and I'm going to use my bias, and I'm going to put it in C tier after the Plus, because I think the Plus is better because it's bigger, and it's just nicer, okay? Like, it's 2023, not 2012. Like, deal with like a medium-sized phone, okay? So I'll put it after the iPhone Plus. Anyway, so this is my iPhone tier list. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 iPhones. I just realized I have 3 iPhones in C tier. None of them are why does it exist. So I guess that's good. Even though I kind of want to, but I'll be nice. I'll be nice. Okay, so now let's move into the next category, which is the Macs. So now we're in the Macs categories, which is very interesting. It's actually my favorite Apple category. Like, I love Apple computers, and it's what like truly made me an Apple sheep. So I'm super excited for ranking this category. So we're gonna be starting with the Mac Pro, as you can see, and I feel like I don't even need to think about it twice. Like, D tier, why does it even exist? Like, it just doesn't make sense anymore. I love Marquez, but I feel like he went a little too light on the review for it. I'm not gonna lie. But next up, we have the Mac Studio, which in this case, I actually think it's a great device. I was super excited whenever they announced it. It just made so much sense, and I feel like no one really predicted it until like a few hours or the day before it was announced. Overall, the Mac Studio is a great product in comparison to the prices to their other computers. It makes sense. Yeah, I think the Mac Studio is a really good product for people that might want a desktop computer. It kind of cannibalizes the iMac. I don't see that many reasons to buy an iMac anymore, even though I saw some rumors that they might release like an updated iMac this spring. I'm thinking S tier. I'll change it if I feel. I don't want to just give S tier to everything, but if I feel like I should change it, I'll change it. Next up, we have the Mac Mini. I think the Mac Mini is a good computer for PC users or people that just want to try out Apple. Or maybe it's your only computer, but you don't really care about it being portable. You always just use your computer plugged into a desk and you already have a monitor, or you just want to pick out your own monitor or save some money. I think the Mac Mini is a really good computer. I've used it a lot, like at work and stuff. Overall, it's a really good product. It's obviously not like the specs aren't anything like wow, like incredible, out of this world, so I'm not gonna give it S tier, but I do think it's a really good solid product. Next up, we have the iMac. It hurts me because this is such a pretty product, but like I don't see a purpose for it anymore. Whenever it first came out, I was like, okay, it's really good, like I actually liked it, but like they've released so many amazing computers after that, and their ARM chips have been fantastic, you know, except for the Mac Pro. Let's just not talk about that. I just in today's day and age, although I think it's beautiful, although I think it's an overall pretty good product, I don't get it anymore. Ask me this whenever it first came out, I would say it's an overall good product. Right now, like if a friend or a family member would ask me like to recommend them an Apple computer, I probably would not choose the iMac. So don't get it, but whatever. It sucks because it's so pretty and I love it. Like I used to think it was a good product, so I'll give it C tier, but I'll put it above the iPhone 14 Plus. Next up, we're getting to the MacBooks, which I'm super excited because I love them. I think for the most part, most of their MacBooks right now are amazing, except for one, which you probably all know which one it is that I'm thinking of. Coming, we have the MacBook Pro 16-inch. Like, the screen is beautiful, the speakers, the battery. So it does have some pros over the 14-inch. But if we look at the price and how heavy it is to carry, I mean, the purpose of a laptop is to like move it around easily and all of that. And I do feel like it's very heavy and very clunky. Because of that reason, like although it's a great computer, I'm gonna give it A tier. I'm gonna put it after the iPhone 14 Pro. Overall, really good, solid ass product. Our next product is definitely an S tier. I'll put it above the iPhone. I think this is number one. I think this is like one of the best products that Apple has released. I can recommend this to so many people. I love that they brought back the ports. It's a portable computer. The display, speaker is beautiful. The keyboard is nice. The trackpad is nice. Everything's amazing. So I do think the 14-inch MacBook Pro deserves S tier. I think the M1 14-inch MacBooks are maybe even better because you can get them refurbished for like way cheaper and you basically get like the same specs. Definitely the 14-inch is my top tier S. I don't know if anything else in the list is gonna top it, if we're being for real. Like, not to spoil it, but I don't know. We'll see. I just saw what's next and I don't like it. Like, I don't get the purpose at all whatsoever with having a 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's not even a Pro chip, it's a regular chip. Like, if you're going out of your way to buy this computer, knowing that the 14-inch, that the 16-inch, and that the MacBook Airs exist, I don't want to talk to you. I'll put it above the Mac Pro because at least it's cheaper, you know? So I might judge you if you go out of your way to buy this and you knew that you can buy a 14-inch or a MacBook Air for around the same price. But you know what? At least you didn't buy the Mac Pro. I think there's just no reason. I think Apple needs to get rid of it. And I did think that Apple was about to get rid of it. But I've heard some rumors recently that apparently they're going to be releasing a new one in the spring. Like, I just don't understand the reason for it. It might just be a marketing scheme type of thing. They just don't buy it. Next up, we have the 13-inch MacBook Air. If the MacBook Pros had the same design as the MacBook Airs, but with all the ports, obviously, I think that would be perfect. Well, with all the ports, the keyboard, the display, the ProRes, obviously, that would be amazing. So I hope they do that in the future. My biggest complaint with it is the base model storage option. It's just too low for 2023. Minimum, it should start at 500 gigabytes. And I think at minimum, the MacBook Pros literally need to start at 1 terabyte. That's my main complaint right now for the MacBook Airs. Overall, it's a good product. It goes definitely above. I'm gonna lower the 16-inch MacBook Pro because, like I said, there's like a smaller audience of people that would buy that. The MacBook Air is like an amazing computer. It's what I would recommend to the average consumer. But then we just got the 15-inch MacBook Air announced, which is amazing because, like I said, I love big screens. And this is amazing because it's not that heavy like the 16-inch. I think the 15-inch is a perfect size for like a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of people would love to have a 15-inch laptop, especially if they don't like really care too much about tech, if they don't really care about having an external monitor and having to plug. Like, they just want an easy, just grab and go computer with a big display to open a bunch of tabs and everything. The MacBook Air is perfect, and I am gonna put it above the 13-inch MacBook Air, but I think both of them are good. The majority of people do use their phones to access the internet, so that's why I'll leave the iPhone above the computers, even though I would like to switch the order up. I'm trying to remove my bias, okay? Alright, so now we're going to be moving into our next category, which is also one of my favorites. It's the iPad. Alright, so first up in the iPad category, we have the regular iPad 10 Gen, which I have a lot of thoughts about. Design-wise and everything-wise, it's good, but there's two big things that make me hate the new regular iPad. I just really dislike the increase in price, and then the Apple Pencil thing that you have to have an adapter. That is so bad. But you know what? Although I think that is stupid as fuck and it should have never been a thing, if they hadn't increased the price, I could let that go under the rug since we got the redesign and the camera moved. It makes it hard to recommend this tablet due to its price point. Like, I might even recommend some Android tablets under like $250 due to the price change. So because of the price and the Apple Pencil, I don't get it, but whatever. No, you know what? I think it goes right here. If you lower the price back down and you add the Apple Pencil too, which then would make the iPad Air pointless and useless, which I think you could remove the iPad Air, honestly, then I could give it S tier. Okay, realistically, I would probably give it A tier, but come on. Next up, we're moving to the iPad 9th Gen because they still sell it. And although I don't like the design, I think the price is good. I think overall it's a good product, but it's hard for me to put it up here with these products that I think are amazing. So I'll put it above, or I'll put it below the iPhone. It's mid. Okay, so now we're moving into the iPad Air, which I also have a lot of thoughts about. I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb in the current lineup. Also, in my mind, Air means like cheaper. So like in my mind, the regular iPad should be like the mid tier, and then the Air should be like the cheapest one. Like, just in my head, that's like what makes sense in my head. So I think the naming is quite odd in the order of prices. The biggest cons I have for it is the price that is too close to the iPad Pro, and its storage. It has very low storage. Because of that, I'm gonna put it in mid tier. Oh, not there. right there. It's better than the iPad 9th gen, of course, but I'm gonna put it in mid-tier. I feel like I'm just getting mad as we go through here. Why do you want an iPad that's the same size as a phone? Like, just get a big phone. Okay, I have heard that it's good for like pilots or something like that, but I know not all of y'all are fucking pilots. So I feel like the people that like the iPad mini are the same people that like the iPhone mini. Like, bitch, if you want an iPad mini, just get an iPhone Max. Stop being annoying. Whatever. I'll try to like remove my bias, like whatever, like I guess it's an okay iPad, but here's my problem with this iPad. It's literally mini, so shouldn't the iPad mini be cheaper than the regular iPad since it's like smaller and minier? Make that make sense. Lower the price of the iPad mini to the price of the iPad 9th gen, and I think that would be so much better. Or keep the iPad mini the same price but make it Pro and add the Pro features to it. But I don't think it's a bad product, so it's mid. Okay, now we're getting to the iPad Pros, which I'm excited about. So we just have the 11-inch and the 12.9 inch. Personally, I don't know if I should be biased or no, because like I personally think the 12.9 inch is like such a good iPad, but I know a lot of people like the 11-inch because it's more fucking portable or whatever you might call it. Let me think about it. Okay, I wasn't thinking about it. My head was literally just blank. I mean, the 12.9 inch does have a way better display. So there's that. If maybe your iPad is your main consumption device, then I think go the 12.9 inch. If you're a creative of a sort, I think I would recommend the 12.9 inch. Other than that, I feel like for the regular average person, I think the 11 inch is a really good, solid choice. Okay, this is really sad and unfortunate. I'll try to be understanding and try to not have bias. For like students and most people, a MacBook Air might be more worth it, and they're very similar priced as the iPad. If I was being biased, the iPad Pro would definitely go in S tier, right next to the 14-inch MacBook Pro. This whole thing has been harder than I thought. But now we're moving to the next category, which is the Apple Watches. To be honest, I'm not that big of a watch person since I don't work out, but I do see why people buy them. The Apple Watch SE, I'm gonna say it's, you know what? I'm gonna say it's an overall good product. I'll put it because more people I think would buy it over the iPad, even though I hate that the iPad Pros are moving behind the line. If you are a person that really wants an Apple Watch, the SE is a really good deal, but the Series 8 is pretty good. So I'll put it behind the Mac Mini. If you like working out, going to the gym, you know, here and there, then I would recommend the Series 8. Overall, it's a good product. Okay, listen. I think the Apple Watch Ultra is an S tier product. It's super expensive, and of course I would not recommend it to like the majority of people. If you maybe do a lot of physical activity but don't have the money for it, the Series 8 would be perfect for you. But I do really think that the Ultra, it's a really good product. It has a lot of great features, so I have to give it S tier. Like I said, I'm not even a watch person, but I do think the Ultra is a very solid product. We're almost at the end of this video, which this has taken way longer than I thought it would, but we're going into the Apple TV. Honestly, it's gonna go right there. No, to be honest, to me, the Apple TV goes right there. I don't get it, but whatever. For the average person, I would not recommend an Apple TV. I would just recommend a cheaper alternative. But I will say I do like the new updates that they just announced at DubDub. The iPhone FaceTime feature that they added to the Apple TV is great. And I do think the Apple TV could improve over time. But right now, like for its price and features, I don't get it, but whatever. Now there's the next category, which I'm pissed about. So we have the HomePod and the HomePod Mini. Here's the thing, I feel like these products are so bad because they use Siri, and Siri is really bad. Like, they literally just now announced that you can set more than one alarm with Siri. Overall, I just think it's not a smart assistant, and I think the reasoning for that might be because Apple claims to value privacy way more, which I do think highly affects the improvements of Siri. At least as of right now, maybe with AI they could figure out like a more private way of going about that. If we're talking just like powerful and accurate device, and Amazon Echo, Oh my god, I triggered it. I think an Amazon or a Google voice assistant are way better deals, and you can get them for so much cheaper than the Apple HomePods, even though, you know, your privacy, you have no privacy with these devices. Like, let's just be real. I just don't think the HomePod is a good product. The speakers might be okay, but if you're gonna spend that much, like, might as well just get a dedicated speaker. So honestly, I don't get why it exists right now in its current condition. So I'll rank that. I put this one higher because it's cheaper, so at least you're not getting ass screwed over. Lastly, but not least, as you can see, we have the Vision Pro. So I'm also going to be ranking this next product based on what we know about it so far, even though it's not out in the market yet. $3,500. $3,500. Honestly, when it was first announced, I was like, fuck it, I'm buying it. I'm spending 3.5K on it. But now that I've had like a month to think about it and all of that, I do see how it actually is like super expensive, and I'm starting to like be like a little less excited. No, I mean, I'm still just as excited for it. Like, I'm super excited for it. I guess I just am more level-headed with it now, right? So yeah, I agree with a lot of people. I think the biggest con to it right now is the price, but I'm still super excited. And you know what? Don't knock it till you try it. I haven't tried it, so I'm not gonna knock it down. I think overall it's a good product. Hate me in the comments down below. Wait, oh, I didn't mean to. And you know what? Apple is selling expensive as fuck wheels, so don't fucking make fun of me, okay? That's where I'm putting it. Anyways, this is my tier list. So as you can see, in D tier, I have the Mac Pro because it's just stupid as fuck. The 13-inch MacBook Pro, it shouldn't exist. The HomePods, so they're here. The HomePod Mini is in front because at least it's the cheapest product in here. In C tier, don't get it or whatever, I have the iPhone SE, the Apple TV, the 10th generation iPad, the iPhone Mini, the iPhone 14 Plus, the iMac. In B category, I have the 9th generation iPad, the iPad Mini, the iPad Air, and the regular iPhone 14. In A tier, overall good, I have the 16-inch MacBook Pro, the Apple Watch Series 8, the Mac Mini, the 12.9 iPad Pro, the 11-inch iPad Pro, the Apple Watch SE, the 13-inch MacBook Air, the 15-inch MacBook Air, the Vision Pro, which y'all are gonna hate me about, the iPhone 14 Pro, and then the most exciting tier, which is the S tier, I have the Apple Watch Ultra, the Mac Studio, the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and of course in number one place, which I might be biased because I have it and I love it so much, I have the 14-inch MacBook Pro. It's just such a good computer. I honestly love it and I recommend it, so you need to buy it right now. And that is what I have for S tier. Anyways, this is my final tier list. I hope you liked and enjoyed. And if you don't agree with me, then let me know down in the comments what you would switch up or what you would like about it. I will also be leaving a link for this tier list down below, so that way y'all can try it out if you want to. And if you do try it out, definitely tag me on Twitter so that way I can fight you up there and like disagree with you and tell you why you're so wrong about how you did your tier list, because I think mine looks pretty perfect, you know? Oh, and like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, definitely stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to be doing another tier list but ranking Apple's accessories such as the Magic Mouse, the AirPods, the polishing cloth, you know? So it's definitely going to be an interesting video, so be sure to check it out and come back and stay tuned. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the day, and bye!